Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to this session on Python programming. Today, we are going to look at user input, conditional statements, and functions. This is the first session in the sessions we had in the month of March. So I'm happy to be here. Uh, I'm going to start the session now. All right. So Python programming is a very nice and good endeavor. For those of you who have been with us from the beginning, I hope you have been able to get value, and I hope by now you have mastered some of the fundamentals of programming with Python. Today will be the last day, and this session will be the last session in the Python fundamentals course. By the end of this session, you should have full understanding, and you should have very good and solid background when it comes to Python programming. So I hope you will be able to follow along, and I hope it has been worthwhile so far. My name is Abubakar San Ali, and I will be the presenter for the session. I did my PhD in electrical and computer in science, where I work in building and developing AI power systems. I've been a university lecturer for almost a decade now, and the institution is called Asataura Services. It's registered in the UAE, and we provide different types of services such as consulting, training, workshops, research, and development. For those of you who want to get the resources for the workshop, you can do so via YouTube. Go to YouTube and search for Asat Academy, and you should be able to have access to the videos. You can also use our app if you want to get the videos as well as get resources. Okay. For example, the codes, the lecture notes, all are uploaded in our app, and I will show you how you can do that in a minute. So go to your browser and search for Sat Academy. Okay, so let's go search for Sat Academy.ai. Okay, so now you need to sign up if you are just starting this. If you've been following along all this while, I'm sure you must have created your account by now. So you can easily sign in your account. Okay, so when you sign into your account, you will see the dashboard which we have here, and you will see self-paced learning. These are courses we teach our students based on pre-recorded videos. Live master classes are classes that we do with a group of students live. We have one-on-one coaching. Some of our students prefer one-on-one coaching, so we also provide them with those options. For what we are doing now is the events recordings. So come to events recordings and you will see Python Programming Masterclass March 2024. When you open this, you'll be able to see the event sessions. We have had 3 sessions so far. Session 1, 2, and 3, getting started with Python, Python data structures, the for loop and if else statements. So you can open each one and you can see the video of each session. Okay. And at the same time, you can be able to see here, download resources. You can go ahead and download the notes, the code, and everything you need. All right. So this is the sessions we have. Okay. So we have the learning tools as we indicated. These are meant to help you and assist you with your learning. Okay. We have the assignment checker. Okay. So the assignment checker can help you provide a feedback. For example, let's say we are here in Python programming and you have a code, can indicate a code, you want to get a feedback on your code. Okay, so you can, for example, let's say write a code to calculate the area of a cycle. Okay, you can upload your result here. And let's go and see. I have some attempts here for area of a cycle. The first one. Okay. Let's see this attempt. What happens and what is the output? So in this attempt, I made the code with some errors. Okay, the code is not correct. There are some errors to raise an error if I run it. So we want to see if the AI can also be able to help us with that. And you can see the feedback we got from the AI. Your submission demonstrates an understanding of using the math module to obtain the value of pi, which is a good start. However, the formula for the area of a cycle is not fully correct at this time. So the formula I used is not correct. Remember, the area of a cycle is calculated using the radius squared, so radius times radius, times the mathematical constant pi. So first of all, the formula I wrote was wrong, and the AI was able to indicate that. And not only that, it helped me understand another thing yet. Additionally, your code currently lacks definition of the radius variable. So when I was writing the code, I didn't instantiate the variable radius. I didn't indicate what is the value of radius. I just put area equals to pi times radius. So that resulted to this suggestion. So you should define radius with a value. So maybe indicate radius to be 10 or 20 before trying to calculate the area, or you could prompt the user to enter a value. Okay. So, and it told us some suggestions to improve the script. So let's upload the second one. We have the second one, the second attempt here. I added the radius value, okay, and I added the right formula. So let's see what will happen. So you can use this AI to help you with getting responses and getting the right, being on the right path while you are practicing programming. Okay. So this is how you can be able to get your resources. As you can see, now it is said my assignment is right on the right track, correctly imported the math, you get access to functions, you use it to get pi, and the formula you use seems to be correct. Involves pi times radius squared, but there are still some suggestions you can follow to improve your code. You can add comments, you can add user input, and you can print the result. Awesome. Okay, so now let's go and start with the presentation. So in the previous session, we look at so many things. For example, we started with variables. What are they? We learn how to input descriptive variable names, how to resolve name errors, syntax errors, and the likes. We learn how to work with strings, change them to title case and everything regarding numbers too. Finally, we also look at comments in the first session. In the second session, we look at how to work with lists, and so many lists. We also look at tuples, dictionaries, and how to look through tuples and dictionary values in the third session. So today's session, we are going to start with what we call user input function. In the user input function, we use it to be able to obtain information directly from the user. Remember that example of a feedback which I tried to obtain from the AI? It told me that the user input can be used to improve my code, or I can define the radius. I can say radius equals to 10. But anytime now I want to change the radius, I have to go and access the code and change the value of radius. So what if I don't want that to be the case? What if I want the user to have the ability to change the radius without having to access the code? Okay, and that's where user input can come and help. All right. So to do the user input is very easy. You just use the input function, the input function like this, and it will be able to help you get the user input. For example, you can say name equals to input, please enter your name. Equals to input, please enter your name. So the user will now put his name and the computer will be able to know that this person name is Eric. Okay, so that's the user input. Sometimes we want to accept numbers, not just strings. What we saw previously, if you use the int will only return strings, will only accept strings. It will not accept other numerical types. But sometimes you want to have numbers that are integers, and sometimes you want to have numbers that are floating point numbers. So what do you do is when you get the string value, for example, in this case, we have height. Okay, height is, let's say, an integer. We want to know how tall somebody is. So we are asking the user, how tall are you in inches? The user will give us a value. Let's say 48 inches, 55 inches. So we will take that, but this input is going to be a string. It's going to be a string. So what do? We need to convert this string. Height is a string before, so we will wrap it with int. Now it converts the string to an integer, so it's become a number. And we can do some operations on these integers. For example, we can say, using the if else statement, if height is greater than or equals to 48, print you are tall enough to ride. Let's say we take children to the maybe amusement park and they want to go on horse riding, but there are some rules, or they want to go to ride a merry-go-round, So what do? We want to make sure they are tall enough. Okay. So we can check that because now 48 is a number. Before it was a string, so we cannot do that. Right. So for example, here, what happens? The computer asks the user, how tall are you in inches? And the user said 71. Okay. Now the computer test, is 71 greater than 48 inches? Yes. Therefore, it will print you are tall enough to write. However, if the user had imputed a value less than 48 inches, then the computer will have returned, you will be able to write when you are a little older. Okay. So let's do an activity here to practice this in action. So to do that, we are going to use Colab like we've been doing so far. All right. You can send your email accounts, especially Google account. Okay, send it to me in the chat and I will share the code with you. Right, I got some. Okay, so this is the first activity. We want to write a program that asks the user what kind of rental car they would like, then print a message about that car, such as let me see if I can find you a Subaru. Okay, so this is what we want to see. So let's say we want to do this. We can say, let's ask the user type of car. Okay, so we use the input function like this, and we will write the question or the prompt to the user. Okay, let's ask the user what kind car do you want to rent. Okay, and then once we get this type of car, we would like to print some message. So we will use the F string and we'll say, let me see if I can find you the type of car you requested. We will put type of car here. Okay, so just run this code and see what happens. It will take a little time. Okay, you can see it's asking what kind of car do you want to rent. Let me go and say Toyota Corolla. Okay, 2024. Press enter. You can see the computer said, let me see if I can find you a Toyota Corolla 2024. So let's try again with a different car. What kind of car do you want to rent? Let's go with Honda Civic. Okay, 2024. Press enter. Let me see if I can find you a Honda Civic 2024. Alright, so this one works. So let's move to the next one. Okay, are there any questions related to this one? If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. As you can see, you were able to create a function, or I would say a code that allows you to be providing inputs to the computer. That was not something we learned before, but now you can take this and add it to the things you learned so far. And this is a powerful feature that allows you to do so many things. Okay, now let's go and look at the next activity. So the next activity is saying, write a program that asks the user how many people are in their dinner group. If the answer is more than 8, print a message saying they will have to wait for a table. Otherwise, report that their table is ready. Okay, so this is what we want to do. So let's number of guests, for example. Okay, number of guests equals to input. Let's ask how many people are joining your dinner. Okay, I would like to know this, but remember, since number of people is an integer, we don't expect to have 2.5 men. No, we have only 2 men, 3 men, or more. So I can wrap this with the int function so that the moment I get the inputs of how many people are joining, it becomes a string, and then the int will now convert it to integer. All right, so let's print some statement. It's even asking us to do an if else statement. So if the answer is more than 8, if number of guests okay, is greater than 8, we want to do print what? They will have to wait. Sorry, you will have to wait for a while to arrange your table. Okay. All right. Otherwise, how do we do otherwise? We do else, right? So otherwise, the indentation is set properly. Otherwise, we want to tell them, okay, your table is ready. So if they are less than 8, there is a table ready for them. If they are more than 8, then they will have to wait a little while to get their table arranged. So let's run this code and see what happens. How many people are joining your dinner? Let's say 30 people are joining my dinner. Sorry, you'll have to wait for a while to arrange your table. All right, let's try with 5 people. Aha, your table is ready. So you can see how I can be able to do this using the input, the integer function, and then I can now use the if else statement to add more functionality to my code. All right. So let's move on. If there are no questions, I believe this is clear. You can try it also. Okay, you can try it yourself. Okay, so now that we've learned this, the next thing we would like to look at is the last type of control statement. We leave that out from last class or last session solely because there are so many activities here that require user input. Okay, so that's why I leave it for now. So we're gonna look at the while loop. While loop is also like the for loop. Okay, while loop is also like the for loop. I'm sure you remember the for loop where we iterate over our iterable. For example, a list, a tuple, or a dictionary. So in the while loop, in the for loop, we take a collection of items and execute a block of code once for each item in the collection. We iterate over that block. However, in the while loop, we can allow it to run as long as we want. As long as a certain condition is true, while loop can continue running forever. For the case of for loop, the moment you exhaust the list, it stops the loop. Okay, but for while loop, you can, if you want to make any kind of functionality in your program that wants the thing to continue running forever. For example, let's say you have, you know, a welcoming, let's say you have a software that welcomes users that sign in. So you want this software to continuously run, okay? Because any user can come and he will sign in and the computer should welcome him, welcome James, welcome Jenny, welcome Ahmed, welcome Muhammad, welcome Safiya, you know. You want this to always be there on forever, as long as maybe the power, you know, the power of the app is running. We want the app to continuously run and welcome our people. However, it could be that you only have a limited number of people you want to use the app, and their names is provided, only 5 of them. So they are the only ones you want to welcome. And in that case, you can use the for loop to iterate over these 5 people. The moment you finish the 5, you are gone. But for the while loop, if you want to do something forever and ever, you can use it to do that. As long as that condition of maybe power or, you know, or any other condition you can set is true, is true, it will continuously run. For example, let's take this current number equals to 1. So as long as current number is not greater than 5, we want to continue printing the current number. Okay. So if current number equals to 1, we are going to print current number in this case is 1. Then we decide to add current number. Okay, so here is saying current number equals to current number plus 1. So this is a short form of that. Okay, so this line is equivalent to saying current number equals to what? Current number plus 1. Okay, in a concise manner, so you can add them all together. All right. So, but sometimes you don't want to be writing something. That's why you can really use this. So we are adding 1 to the current number. So in the first iteration, it is going to be 1. Then it is going to print 1. Okay. Then in the second iteration, remember this one now will add 1 to 1. So it will be 1 plus 1, and that is 2. So the second iteration, now current number's value has changed from 1. Now current number is holding the value 2. So we're going to check, is current number less than 2? We are going to check less than 5. That is 2 less than or equals to 5. We want to check. And that's true, right? Since it's true, we are going to print 2. Okay, so we printed it out here. Then we will add 1 to 2. That's what this line is doing. So 2 plus 1, now it's 3. Then we will check again. Is 3 less than or equals to 5? Okay, it's true. Since it's true, we're going to run this line and we will print 3. Now we have 3. Next is what? We want to add 1 to 3. So it will become 3 plus 1, and this is 4. And we want to check is 4 less than, or equals to 5. And that is very true. So we're going to print 4. Then now 4 is going to be added to 1. 1 will be added to 4, sorry. And we will have 5. We're going to check is 5, less than or equals to 5. And that's very true. So we're going to print 5. Lastly, now 5 is going to be added, 1 is going to be added to 5. We will have 6. So you're going to check is 6 less than or equals to 5. And now this is not true. This condition is not true. Since this condition is not true, we are not going to print anything. So we are going to get out of the loop. So the loop will terminate. It's going to terminate. Okay. So this is what is happening when you have a while loop. It is going to continuously run until when that condition you set is what? It's no longer true. Once the condition becomes false, then the thing will go. Okay. So let's go and check here. Why not now allow the user to identify when he wants to get out of the loop? Okay, for example, let's say you are playing a video game and you don't want to get out of the game. Okay, of course, if I am the programmer, I will like you to stay playing. The more you play, the better for me. Maybe getting out of the game will involve you putting or writing the word quit. When you write the word quit, that's when you are allowed to get out of the game. So this is what we are saying. For example, we ask the user to tell us something. Okay, tell me something and I will repeat it back to you. And the user tells something and we tell him again, enter quit to end the program. Okay, and now we have the message that we are waiting for the user to tell us. So this code, we call it the parrot. Yeah, it repeats whatever you give it, just like a parrot. So it is asking you to tell it something, and the moment you tell it, it is going to repeat it to you. So what do we do here? We have the while statement. We say while message is not equals to quit. So as long as the message is not quit. So for example, as long as you didn't tell the parrot to keep quiet, whatever you say, the parrot is going to repeat it. Okay. So that's what we are saying here. So as long as what we told the parrot is not quiet or quit, then the message is going to be repeated for us. The message is going to be the input of the prompt, which is going to be this. Tell me something, I will repeat it back to you. And then we get the message from the user. If the message is quit, we will print the message. So if the message is not quit, We are going to print the message. If the message is quit, then the message will now check this, and we will get out of the loop. We will get out of the loop and look at some examples. We said, tell me something, and I will repeat it back to you. Okay. Enter quit to end the program. And the user imputed hello everyone. The parrot repeated hello everyone. Again, the parrot asked, tell me something, and I will repeat it back to you. Enter quit to end the program. Okay. Hello again, what the user said, and the parrot also repeated hello again. Again, once again, the parrot said, tell me something, and I will repeat it back to you. Enter quit to end the program. And the user said quit, and the program stopped. Okay, so we are now out of the loop. There is something we also call the flag. As you can see there, we have a message called quit that takes us out. Okay, so we can actually use a flag where we set the flag to be true as long as the message is quit. Okay, so what happens here, we have while active. Okay, after we get the same code, so we change that condition to just use a flag called active. Here our active is true. We are saying like the parrot is active. The parrot is active, always talking. Okay, and here what did we do? We get the input as a message from the user, and we check if the message is quit. We are now going to deactivate the parrot, or switch off the parrot. Okay, so we will now set active to be false. Now a boolean. This active is false. So here you're going to change it to what? False. And false will now stop the loop. You will break out of the loop. Okay, so this is how you also use a flag. Similar to what you did previously, actually. The only difference is that here you will be the one to be writing the full condition, but there you can see you only said while active, simplifying your job while active. So this is a way to do it. Then sometimes you are running your code, you don't know the condition, okay? You don't know how to set up a flag, but there is something you just want, okay? You can use the break statement to get out of the loop. You can set while true. So when you use while true, that means you want this loop to continuously run forever to infinity. Okay, it is going to continuously run till infinity. As long as the computer is powered on, it is going to continuously run. So sometimes you want to have a condition, and the moment that condition is, is executed, we're going to break out of the loop. So you can use the break statement, and it will take you out of the loop. Here, while true, city equals to input prompt, you put the prompt as you did. As long as the city is not equals to quit, we are going to print I would love to go to the city. If the city is just quit, we want to get out of the loop, so you just break out. So it's like a prison break. You are breaking out if these conditions happens. So another statement is the continuous statement. Apart from the break, we have also something called the continuous statement. For the break, we are getting out of the loop entirely, but for the continue, we are skipping that iteration. We are skipping. Okay, we're gonna skip. So let's look at this example. While number, okay, current number is 0. Okay, so as long as the number is less than 10, we want to run this loop. Okay, the first thing we want to do is to add 1 to the number. So 0, now we're going to add 1 to it, and it becomes 1. Okay, and if current number is divisible by 2, that's what this does, right? Because this is the modulo operator. Modulo operator returns the remainder. So if I have, let's say, 10 modulo 2, it's like saying 10 divided by 2. What the quotient here is 5, and what the remainder is what? 0. So this is 0. So modulo returns 0. So this is what modulo will return for you, 0. So as long as the modulo is up to 0, meaning that the number is even actually. This is what it is saying, the number is even. Continue. Continue means skip. We don't want to do anything. Skip and go back to the beginning. So we're going to go back. And that's exactly what you saw here. So what happened in the first iteration? We got 0, we add 1 to 0, and now our current number is 1. So we check is current number divisible by 2? No, it's not. Therefore, we are not gonna go in here. We're gonna come down and print the current number. This is why you see 1. Now we go back to the beginning of the loop. We will add 1 again to 1, and this gives you 2. Okay. So we're gonna check is 2 divisible by 2? It's true. So we're gonna continue. So we're gonna skip 2. So we're not gonna print 2. We're gonna skip. Or everything that comes under continue is not going to be executed. It's going to be skipped. So now we have 2 as the current number. We come again, is 2 less than 10? Certainly. Current number now will be 2 plus 1, which is 3. So is 3 divisible by 2? No. Therefore, we're going to print it, and we saw 3. So this will continuously go on up to 10. Okay. So 9 is less than 10. 9 plus 1 is what? 10. Okay. So it's 10 divisible by 2. Very true. So we're going to skip and move back again. So it's 10 less than 10? Nope. Nope. Therefore, we are going to get out of the loop. We will stop the loop. All right. So now you've seen this, how loop works, with the fact that you have the continue, you have the while, how you can do the looping using the break to get out, using flag to get out, or using a condition to get out. So you would like to make sure that you are avoiding infinite loops. We always come across this sometimes when we are coding. You forget to put the condition to terminate the loop, so it continuously runs. Most of the time, how we tell this is when we see our code running without giving us the result we were expecting, or it's taking longer than usual. That's an indication that there is likely an infinite loop. So go and check it out to make sure you have looked for that. And if you are running it on your PC, you can just type Control C to break out of the loop. It will terminate the code. Then you can go ahead and check where the issue is and try to avoid it. Okay. Sometimes you will want to print out the outputs to make sure that you are not going or getting stuff that you did not plan for. So this is important. Okay, this is very important. We do not want to be having this infinite loop. All right, so that's all about the while loop. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. If you have no questions, then we are going to go to the activities. Questions? Okay, so I will now move to Colab and we can start our activity. Okay. All right, so the activity is asking us to write a loop that prompts the user to enter a series of pizza toppings until they enter quit value. As they enter each topping, we want to print a message saying you will add that topping to their pizza. Okay, so let's add topping. Okay, why not do the prompt here? Okay, let's see. Enter a topping. Okay, enter a topping. We can do prompt loss. equals okay, enter quit to enter quit to place your order. So the moment the user puts quit, that means he is done adding the toppings to the pizza and he would like to quit. Okay, he would like to quit and have the order placed. So I can do while and do message. First of all, can ask the message. Can start it with nothing first. Don't have that. You can do the while loop. While message is not equals to quit. Okay, we will ask print fact can do the topping equals the input. Let's ask the user the prompt. Okay, we are going to ask the user the prompt. And once we get the input from the user, we will print something to him. You can see we have added topping your pizza. Choose a favorite. Okay, we want to do this and we want to print this thing. So let's run this code and see what happens. Okay, choose a pizza topping. Enter quit to place your order. Okay, let's go with pepperoni. Okay, we have added pepperoni topping to your pizza. Let's go to let's add an apple. Okay, we have added an apple topping to your pizza. Let's add sausage. Okay, we have added sausage topping to our pizza. I'm good to go. Quit. Okay, so as you can see, I've entered an infinite loop because here I did not indicate that I did not indicate this message. Okay, I only said message. Okay, so I made a mistake. Instead of maybe saying here to be the message, I put topping. Okay, so let me change that. So here it's gonna continuously run. So let me terminate this. And I told you this is something that you always see. You can just pause here. Okay, and let's change this to message. Okay, so it's good that you've seen me running into this. It's something you also might be finding yourself coming across many times. Okay, it's very common. So let's start again. Pineapple. Sausage. Okay, let's quit. So we are done. I've quitted out. Okay, I don't like it to be saying we have added quit topping to our pizza, so we can easily edit this code. All right, so let's make it to make sure it doesn't say that if message is not equals to quit, then we would like to print that. Okay, only if the message is not equals to quit. That's what. Okay, but once the message is quit, then we write maybe we have placed your order. Your order has been placed. Okay, so that's something I would like to do. All right, so let's run this code again. So enter your topping. Let's go with chicken, for example, mushrooms, pineapple. Okay, I want to quit. your order has been placed. Good. All right. Awesome. So this is the first activity. So is that clear? Let me know if you understood this, and if you have any question, please go ahead and ask. No question? Questions? Okay. So let's go and do the second activity. I believe this is clear. All right. So we want to write a program, okay, about movie tickets. Here, a movie theater charges different ticket prices depending on a person's age. If a person is under the age of 3, the ticket is free. If they are between 3 and 12, the ticket is $10. And if they are above 12, the ticket is $15 for them. You want to write a loop to ask, in which you ask the users their age and tell them the cost of their movie ticket. Okay, so we can have the prompt as well. Okay, uh, let's ask what is your age. We want to ask the age of the user. We might even want to print, for example, enter quick to place your order again. Okay, all right, so we now know, and let's go to get the age. So we can do the while loop. Okay, let's maybe get the message we get from the users, but it was empty stuff. So while message is not supposed to quit, you can do it this way. Why don't I even need a flag? Okay, let me call it active post to true. So while active, so it's gonna continuously run. While active, print. Let's get the age. Age equals to. We'll get the input first. Prompt. Okay, so we get the prompt. Now get the age. Okay, if age is equals to, we put maybe quit. Want it print. We have placed your order. Oh, thank you for buying. Yes, thank you for purchasing the tickets. Okay. Why don't we even have number of tickets? Number of tickets. Let's start it with 0. Then we bought. Okay. So thank you for purchasing your order. Else, do mean the ticket is. Else we want to check. Okay. Assuming now the user didn't put quit, so we want to make sure we can buy a ticket. So we can see number of ticket plus 1, right? Tickets bought plus 1. So we are going to add one more ticket. Okay, for purchasing. So here I can even put the number of tickets. So thank you for purchasing 10 tickets, 20 tickets, and so on. Okay. All right. So let's see. You can even do the order cost, right? Your total ticket price is, so you can add the total ticket price starting with 0. Okay. So it will be total ticket price. Okay. So we want to print only this the moment we are done with accepting all orders. Okay. So the moment the user input quit, okay, it's going to print this, and we are going to set our active flag to false. Now we will stop doing this code. Okay. So now let's come back to the logic of the else. That is, the user is not ending the order. So we will start with the if statement. Okay, and we would like to convert the age, okay, to integer first of all. So I will convert the age to integer because before it is what is string. Now that the age is in integer, I can now check if age is less than 3. Okay, so we will say we will print ticket is free. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to print. And we want to do some few things. We would like to, for example, add the number of tickets. Okay, we already did that. We want to now add the cost, right? Total ticket price so far now plus, okay, let's add 0 since it is free, right? 0. So we will have 0. So else, we want to check else if age is less than 12. Okay, print the ticket price is $10. Okay, $10, and we want to add $10 to our total ticket price. Okay, plus $10. Else we assume this is an adult. So we'll print the ticket price is $15. Okay, so now we'll also add $15 to our ticket price. So what we are doing here is we have a nested else statement. Okay, so we set up our active. So our active is going to be true. So I don't need to change. Say active is true. I will allow it. The default value of the active flag is true. So it's going to continuously run this loop. It is only going to change the active to false the moment the user inputs quit. Okay, the moment it inputs quit, we are going to get out of the loop. All right. So here what happens? We have these 3 conditions. If they are under the age of 3 is free. If they are between 3 and 12 is $10. If they are between if they are older than this, it's gonna be $15. All right, so let's run this code and see. Okay, what is your age? Enter quit to place your order. I'm 33. So your ticket price is 15. Okay, what is your age? Enter. Okay, and I have my wife with me, my spouse. Okay, I will put 12 for example. Okay, enter quit to place your order. I have 2 daughters, so one is 5. Okay, and one is 2. Okay, ticket is free. Yeah, I'm done. I will quit. All right. So thank you for purchasing 4 tickets. your total ticket price is $40. Okay, and you can do the math. Me and my wife, 15, that's 30. My 5-year-old daughter, that's 10, and the 2-year-old gets her ticket for free. So that is what, $40. All right. So that's the end of this code. I hope you understood all the steps that I followed to implement this. You can try again. Maybe I'm only going alone to buy. Okay, I'm going alone to buy. Your ticket is 15. I'm done. I will quit. All right. Thank you for purchasing one ticket, and your total ticket price is $15. Awesome. So this is the code that we have. You can use this to build ticket, ticket building machine. All right. So this is a while loop, and this is how you use while loop. Okay, and how you set it up. Okay, are there any questions? All right, I believe there are no questions. Okay, it's all clear, right? Awesome. So now let's move on to the next part, which is functions. So how do you define a function? So we have learned about data structures, we've learned about control statements. Now we want to look at the last part of the Python fundamental course, which is function. So how does function work, and what is function, and how do we use it? So in programming, we have a concept called dry concept, okay? DRY, which means do not or don't repeat yourself, okay? So if you look at the loops we are doing, it's because we do not want to repeat ourselves or keep on writing the same lines of code over and over and over again, okay? That's why we use those loops to keep on iterating over the same code if we want to have a repeatable process. So furthermore, there is something you can do also to further help you do not fall victim of what, repeating yourself multiple times. That's the function. And the Python function is nothing but a reusable code that takes arguments as input, does some computation, and then returns a result or results. Why is it reusable? Because you can use it. You can even use it today in this a particular application, in another application too. You can use the same code. So if you know there is some functionality you are always using when you are writing your code, you would like to put it as a block of code, save it and use it all the time, okay, without having to be repeating yourself, writing the same code from scratch. So what do we do? How do we create it? So first of all, when you are defining a function in Python, you have to use the def reserve word, def, and you will see that in a short while. And we will call the function or invoke the function using the name. So we will have a name for the function. We will provide a name for the function, and you will see parentheses. Inside this parentheses, we have some things we call arguments in an expression, and you will also see this in action. All right, so you will see this. And when it comes to function, we have two types of them. We have two types of functions. We have our own custom functions, which we're going to build ourselves. And then there are functions that are built-in functions. Okay, built-in functions. Remember the functions we use like print, input, int, float. All these are built-in functions which we are using. And as you can see, there are two things when you are using the print statement or the int function. For example, you have int, that's the name of the function int, and then you have parentheses. So that's always how it is. But you normally pass something to it, right? You just don't use int without anything. So what you are passing to int, for example, earlier we were passing age variable to int, right? So we said what? We did something like int and we said age. Okay. So this here is the name of the function. Name is what? Int, and this we call it argument. Okay. What we are passing into the function is called argument. All right. So this is how you invoke or call a function. So we were invoking it We were not defining it because it was already defined. Okay, it was already defined in Python. They have already defined it, so we are just invoking or calling it. Okay, so that's what is going on. So let's look at an example. Here we have our own custom function. Okay, our own custom function. So what does it do? It is called thing. That's the name. The name is thing. Okay, the name of the function is thing. So if we are defining, we will use the def reserve word. So you can see here the def reserve word. Okay, and the thing, and you can see the parentheses after the name of the function. So inside, you can see it's also indented. So all these are one block because of the indentation level. So we are saying everything that falls under here is one block. But this now are in the same line. Okay. So this block is one block on its own. And this is our main code that is going to be running. Okay. So this is our main code. So is this happening? So this is where we invoke our code. This is where we call the function. Here we define, so function definition. Here we are defining our own function. Okay. And here we are calling the function that we previously defined. And you can see when you are calling the function, you will have to pass the name of the function as we did here, followed by parentheses. If there is nothing inside the parentheses, means this function does not take in arguments. Okay, this function does not take in arguments, and you can see when we were defining the function, there were no arguments inside the parentheses. Okay, so keep that in mind. So we're gonna call this, and this function, once we call this function, what will it do? It will print two things for us. It will print hello and fun. Okay, and that's what this line will do for you, and it will print these two things, hello and fun. Then we want to print the word zip. Okay, and then we call the function once again, and it also printed hello and fun. So imagine you want to do this thing, you will have something like this, hello, and you will have fun. Okay, then you will have zip. Imagine. So I will be doing, for example, if without the function definition, I will have to be repeating myself, right? I will put the print, I will say print, I will print hello. Okay, then I will print fun. Okay, then I will say print zip. Okay, so you can see I'm just going to have something. Now I will repeat myself again to print hello and also to print fun. Okay, and that's not something we want to be doing. Okay, now what if I want to do this, let's say 100 times, 100 times, 2000 times? Do I need to be doing this? And no, of course I don't want to do this. So, but I can just easily do it like this. Thing, print thing, calling the function once again. So this is how you define a function and how you uh, call a function. Let's look at another function called print lyrics. So this function, the moment you call it, it's going to print lyrics for you. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day, something like that. So that's what it does for us. But this function does not do any execution. It only prints something, It does not execute anything. There is no like 1 plus 1, like num equals to 1 plus 1, There is no mathematical operation. It only just prints something for us, So as I said, sometimes we might want to take in an argument. Okay, for example, you have the user who provides their name, and we want to welcome that user. All right, so here we have a simple function called print me, and print me will take in an argument called string, okay, called str. It will take in one argument called str, and it will print it out. Okay, so this is what will happen when I say print me. First call to user defined function, Again, second call to the same function, it's going to just keep printing everything I pass when I use the print me. These are all of this is the argument. Okay, this is also the argument I'm passing, and the argument is what is string. Okay, so you can see here. So we have discussed this. Max, this is a simple function that returns the maximum. Okay, what does max? Max is a built-in function. Python built-in. So, and here it takes in what? An argument, which is hello world, and returns the max. Okay, so there is this thing about parameter and about argument. Okay, what is the difference? And some people sometimes use it interchangeably. They might call an argument a parameter or a parameter an argument. So what's the difference? Okay, anybody has an idea what the difference between a parameter and an argument? Okay, so yeah, to some extent, yes. So parameters are used inside the function, okay, whereas arguments are what is passed to the function. In this case, you can see this is the argument, okay. When you call the function, you pass an argument, but then you have the lang here, which is the parameter, okay, which the function is using. So this is parameter lang, you can see it here, okay. But when we were calling the function, we give it an argument. So yeah, keep this in mind in case you come across this. The next thing we would like to look at, apart from this, is called the return values, return statement inside a function. Sometimes you have a function and you want to return something, okay? For example, let's say I have a function called calculate, calculator, calculate or add. But let me just say I have a simple function called add, okay? A different color for the name. Add two numbers. That's the name of the function, two numbers, okay? So add two numbers will take in two numbers. It will take num1 and num2. Okay, it will take in two numbers. And what will it do? It will do adding for me. Okay, it will say, okay. So I will say return num1 plus num2. It is a different number. Return num1 plus num2. So whatever I give to this add two numbers function, it is gonna add them together, num1 plus num2, and it's gonna return the value to me. And that's something I might want to have. Okay, I can maybe outside my function, I will have, let's say, summing, equals to add two numbers. I will call the name of the function and I will pass 5 and 6. So it is going to add 5 and 6, which is 11. And this 11 is going to be stored inside summing. Okay, so summing now will be 11. The summing variable will be 11. Okay, so keep this in mind. So that's what return can do for you. You can return numbers, you can return strings as well. For example, we have this function called greet, and when you call this function greet, it will return just hello. So greet, and we said Glenn. Okay, so here it will say hello, which is here, is greet. So greet will now put hello. That's why you see hello here. And then the name Glenn is going to be printed also. That's why you see Glenn. Then you do again return hello. So you have greet, which is hello. And you have Sally, which is printed. Okay. So this is one example which you can do with the return. Okay. So let me know if this is clear. We have an activity which we can test out also. So that's something you do when you have function. Okay, so let's try our activity. This is called display message function. So share my screen now. So write a function called display message that prints one sentence telling everyone what you are learning about in this session. Call the function and make sure the message displays correctly. All right, let's do that. So first of all, we use the def keyword, and then we will write the name of the function, display message, okay, followed by three brackets. Okay, what does it do? It will print, okay, one sentence. So it will say I am learning function in Python, for example. So let's call the function. Okay, let me say print. Let's print something. Let's start academic. And let's call the function display message. You just write the name of the function like this, and you run it like this. Okay, so let's see. So you can see this print has printed Asata Academy, and display message has been printed. I'm learning functions in Python. So you can have hundreds of things inside the same function, and all you have to do when you are calling it is just to write the name of the function. I can do something again. Okay, this is exciting. Yeah, read and on. Again, I love it. Something like this. So you can print this and you can see what is happening. And all you have to do is just to do one single call, and you can see it is going to be printing stuff for you. Learning Python functions is exciting, it's fun, I love it, So this is something you can do. Not only that, you can do this once again. You can do them multiple times. Let's run. You can see Start Academy. I'm learning functions in Python. It's exciting, it's fun, I love it. Again, 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 again. Remember, we also don't want to be doing repetitions like this. I can use for loop for I in range 4. Okay, I want to do this. So you can see I reduce my code now to run this 4 times, Do not repeat yourself. That's the concept. Keep this in mind. Do not repeat yourself. So write everything once if possible, and then use the right strategy to make sure you are getting the output you want to get. All right. So is this clear? Do you have any question? Questions? I believe not. No questions, right? Okay, so let's do the next one. Okay, so t-shirt. Write a function called make t-shirt that accepts a size and the text message that should be printed on the shirt. Okay, it wants to accept two things. So here, there are no arguments. We do not take arguments. We only print out stuff. But this time around, it is going to take in two arguments, size, and then it's going to put a text message. Okay, that should be printed on the chart. The function should print sentence summarizing the size of the chart and the message printed on it. Okay, so let's write these two things. Okay, let's define the function first. Let's call it max chart. Okay, so let's take two things. We say it's going to take in two things, right? Size and message. Okay, so we're going to say print the chart is of size this. Okay, now print this. Then put the size here. So we can also print the message in the chart is we write the message, okay, that we receive. Okay, all right, so let's call this function make chart, and what the chart we want to make, let's say of size 12. Okay, and the message to be I love Python. All right, so we want to do this. The chart is of size 12. The message on the chart is I love Python. Okay, so why don't we do something again? Why not say we also want to return the cost of the message? Okay, the total cost. Okay, we can say cost is, so the cost is like 10 times the size. Okay, in dollars. Okay, 10 times the size. So this is going to be an operation, and we can return this cost. Okay, we can return this cost. So whatever the size is, if we give it size 12, we multiply it by $10. Okay, let's go with $5 for every size of the cost. Okay, so we can say price of chart because now it is returning something. Okay, can see, can print the price on the chart is price of chart. Okay, so let's run this, see what happens. Okay, the chart is of size 12. This is 18. This is the one. Okay, then the method on the chart is I know Python. Okay, then the computer did a computation by calculating the cost, which is 5 times the size which we provided, and that is 60. So it will return this 60, and this 60 now is going to be stored inside this print price of shirt. So price of shirt will now be the 60, and that's why here I printed the price of the shirt is 60. Okay, all right. Why don't we even make it customized? Let's ask the user to be the one to provide the size and also the message. So we can do that. We can do the size of the shirt. Okay, remember it should be an integer. We can do the user. Yeah, enter the shirt size in inches. Okay, we get this, and then we also want to message on the shirt. We want to, now this one is a string, so I will just do this. Enter the message you want to print on the shirt. Okay, so here instead of putting the number, I will now allow it is the costume size of the shirt, and here as well is gonna be message on the shirt. All right, so let's run this our costume function, and let's see. So enter the shirt size in inches. This goes 10 inches. Okay, enter the message you want. I love learning functions. Okay, so let's put the Python function. Right, so you can see the slide. The shot is of slide 10. The message on the shot is I love learning Python functions. The price of the shirt is what, $50. Okay, so this is about that. You can see how we pass arguments, how we were able to also return a value from a message, a function, how we define the function, and then how we were able to use and return values from the function. Okay, questions? No questions?